Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how I created this beautiful smoky purple cut crease makeup look, and we're just going to get straight into it today. So first of all, I'm going to prep my skin with my Urban Decay setting spray in the All Nighter formula, and I've just sprayed that all over my skin and allowed it to sink in and dry. I'm now going in with this Estee Lauder Pore Minimiser Serum. I'm just going to be applying this as a primer today, so I'm going to be pressing it all into my skin using my beauty blender, which is damp. Next, I'm going to go in with this Luminizing primer from L'Oreal. It's the Lumi Magique primer base. I'm just going to be applying this onto the high points of my face today, so on top of my cheekbones, on my forehead, around my brow bone, down the center of my nose, and also on my upper lip and chin area, and then I'm just going to blend this all into my skin. I'm now going to go straight in with my cream contour and highlighting, which I have been doing all the time just recently, and I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills cream contour kit, and I'm selecting the light yellow shade, which I believe is called Banana, and I'm just going to be applying this to all areas that I will be highlighting my skin today. So I'm going to do a beautiful triangle underneath my eyes. I'm also going to go down the center of my face as well, so my nose, my forehead, my top lip and my chin, and I'll also put a little bit of this product underneath my cheekbones just to help emphasize the cheekbones even more and highlight that area, whilst also keeping it nice and light. As you can see, I'm also taking this highlighting concealer and applying it all around my lip. It's just going to help give us a lovely crisp lipstick edge to work from later on. I'm now going in with the contour shade from that cream contour kit, which is called Cinnamon, and I'm going to be applying this on everything that I want to recede or to shape. So as you can see, I'm going underneath my cheekbones and curving it slightly up to create a more rounded cheek. I'm going to go underneath my lip to create a fuller bottom lip, and I'll also be chiseling along my jawline as well as my forehead. And you will all know by now that I love a tiny nose, so I'm also going to be contouring the sides of my nose, keeping the contour nice and straight and fairly close together down the center, just to create a much more slimmer silhouette to my nose shape. After everything has been placed, I'm now going to go in and blend everything out. So I'm going in with this sculpting brush from Real Techniques, and I'm first of all going to be blending that highlighting concealer. You don't want to completely blend this product 100%, you just want to more or less blend the edges of the product so that it will all blend seamlessly when you apply your foundation on top, but you don't want to completely blend into the skin, otherwise it will just disappear and all the work that we have just done will not show through any of the products that we apply later on. So as you can see, after I have blended the edges of my highlighting shades, I've also gone in with the exact same brush and I've just been blending out the darker contour shade. I'm now going to go in with my foundation. So today I'm using my YSL Fusion Ink foundation in the shade BD20, and I'm just going to apply this in stippling pressing motions with my F80 brush from Sigma. I'm just going to apply this all over everything that we have literally applied. So I'm applying it over the highlighting product and I'm applying it over the contouring product, just to blend everything together seamlessly. It just creates a flawless base, and it is just perfect. And it is a lot of makeup to wear, so if you do not like wearing a very heavy base, then this possibly isn't the perfect routine for you, but I love how flawless it comes out and it looks beautiful in photographs, so I absolutely adore this. After I've applied all of my foundation, I of course go over with my beauty blender just to make sure that everything is set and in place and there's not too much excess product on my skin. And of course I'm using my beauty blender damp. Now I'm going to move on to my brows, so I'm going to brush through them first, and then I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in the blonde shade. I'm just going to fill in my brows. I have got a brow tutorial on how I do my brows. I believe I have done an updated one as well, it slipped my mind, but if not I will put my old brow tutorial in the description box below. So if you want to see a more in-depth tutorial on how I do my brows, then just look in the description box above the comments section. And of course I don't want my brow hairs going anywhere, so I'm just going to set everything in place with my Pro Longwear waterproof brow set from MAC in the shade Empathetically Blonde, and I'm just combing this gradually and gently through my brows. I'm now going to crispen up my brows, so I'm going in with my NC15 Studio Finish Concealer from MAC Cosmetics, and I'm just going to take this on a small precise concealer brush and really carve out my brows on the bottom and the top. I've really been liking doing this just recently. I just feel like it cleans the brows up and it makes them look a lot more professional and precise, rather than you've just sort of rubbed product into your brows. But it just looks really nice, and as you can see I'm just blending it all out into my skin that we've applied already. I'm now going to set all of that in place using the matte maker powder from Maybelline. I'm just going to be pressing this into my skin with this large powder brush from Morphe brushes. I love the Elite collection, it is so pretty and gentle. Pretty? It's so soft and nice. So I'm now just going to set all that concealer that I applied underneath my brows with my vanilla eyeshadow from MAC Cosmetics, and I'm just going to be pressing this onto my lid as well, just to set any product that we have on our eyelid space. I'm now going to go in and prime my eyelids with my Urban Decay Primer Potion in the original formulation, as I always do, and I will also be running some of this product underneath my eyes as well, just to make sure that everything that we have on our lower lashes stay in place, as well as our top lid. To conceal my eyelid even further, just to make sure there's no veining or discoloration on my eyelid, I'm going in with my MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly, just to crispen everything up and just to make our eyeshadows really pop when we apply them. Because we have applied 2 cream products, I'm going to be setting that again with the vanilla eyeshadow that I used earlier on. I'm now going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow in the shade Taupe, and I'm going to be carving out the crease of my eye. Now I did my cut crease in my crease. You can lower the crease if you would like, if you've got quite big eyelids, or you can move the crease up, which I would probably do in future because I do have slightly hooded eyes, or I think I've got slightly hooded eyes, so I would probably move my crease up ever so slightly just to make it look like I've got a bit more lid space to work with. But that's basically all I've done, is just run that product. You can use an eyeliner as well, just literally in my crease. I'm now going in with this deep purple shade from my World Traveller palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm just going to be setting that line that I've just applied. This is also going to be the deepest part of the crease, so I've just applied that dark purple on it. I'm now going to go in with Moon Reflection from MAC, and I wouldn't say this step is particularly necessary. I applied it to start with because I was thinking of doing a blue to purple like ombre look to the cut crease, but I wouldn't really say that the blue shade is a necessity. I've just kind of used it as a transition shade. So I then went in with Sushi Flower and ran that along that deep purple line that we used. I'm now going to go in with Parfait Amour, another eyeshadow from MAC, and run this again along that crease, just to help blend out that line so it just looks blended and smoky, and we're just gradually amping up the purple shades. I've then gone back in with Sushi Flower and just made sure everything is blended. I'm now going back in with that deep purple shade from the World Traveller palette called Heirloom, and I'm just going to be running this on a smudger brush right into that crease just to intensify that crease even more. And as you can see, I'm now blending it out. To get the intensity and the smokiness, you just want to keep going back and forth between all of your shades and just keep blending and blending and blending, and it just creates a really gorgeous smoked out liner look, or cut crease look even. And as you can see, I'm literally just going in, just keep going back in with that dark shade, blend it out, keep going back in and blend it out, keep going back in and blend it out. Now going back in with Painterly Paint Pot and just cleaning up my cut crease. Now you can clean it up completely and you can make a completely different shape if you've gone over that cut crease line, but mine wasn't too bad, so I just neatened it up and I then went back in and set it with the vanilla eyeshadow from M.A.C. Because this look is so dramatic, I'm of course going to line my eyes. Today I'm using my Maybelline Mask Precise Felt Tip Liquid Eyeliner. I'm just going to be doing a sort of semi-thin wing, but it is quite a elongated wing at the same time. So it just brings everything together and just creates the perfect eyeliner look to go with this eyeshadow. I'm now going to go in with my lash adhesive from House of Lashes. This is the clear formula, and I'm just going to run this along the top of my lashes. I found using this technique, so applying the eyelash onto my actual lash line as well as the eyelash glue onto the lashes, it helps keep my eyelashes on for a lot longer and stops those pesky inner corners flicking up and getting in the way. For my eyelashes today, I'm using the House of Lashes Feline lashes, which I have absolutely been loving just recently. As you can see, I'm just applying those to my eyes, making sure they are all as close to lashes as I possibly can get them, and that they are all settling and gluing and keeping in place. So I'm now going to go on to my lower lash line, and I'm buffing Sushi Flower, the pink eyeshadow, in first as a sort of transition shade. I'm then going to gradually build up. So I went in with Parfait Amour, and I'm just blending all of this together, and we're just doing the exact same thing basically on our lower lashes like we did on our upper lashes. So I'm now going in with that deep Heirloom shade, and I'm again blending it out. And if you want it even more intense, you just literally do all the steps over and over again until you're happy with the outcome. I'm now going to line my eyes with a Fascinating Eye Kohl from M.A.C, which is a white eye pencil. I love this pencil when you want a really wide awake look. And I'm just going to be applying some mascara to my lower lashes and also into my upper lashes, just to blend my natural lashes and my falsies together. I wanted a really bright sparkly pop in my inner corner today, so I'm going in with the Size to Go pigment from M.A.C. It was one of the holiday collections, and this one is in the shade Kitschmas, I believe. It's just a sparkly, like pinky purple shade, and it's just a beautiful highlighted pop in my inner corner. I'm now going to go in and just add a little bit more highlighting concealer just to really amp up my highlight, because I do like a quite bright highlight. So I'm going in with my M.A.C Pro Longwear concealer. I find this concealer lasts the longest amount of time on my skin, and again I'm just blending it all out with my damp beauty blender. After I have blended all of that concealer in, I'm going to set it with my Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder. Today I'm not going to be baking my concealer because I have already applied my under eye products, so I haven't had to go so high up on the concealer and powder today. I'm now going to go in and warm my skin using my Havana shade from my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I'm just going to be applying this with my Chanel No. 2 brush. This brush is perfect for bronzing up your skin, and it just adds the perfect amount of product to your skin at once. So I'm now going to go in with the Fawn shade and contour out my cheekbones and the other areas that I want to recede on my face. So I'll also be contouring my nose, my Cupid's bow, and also a little bit under my lip as well as my forehead. in with the vanilla shade from my contour kit and just crispen underneath my contour, just so it crisps up that contour area, just so it makes it sharper, neater, and just make it look more chiseled. I'm also going to run this powder over the highlighted areas of my face, not quite up to my eye area because I don't want to overload it with powder, but just so it has a beautiful highlighting effect. For my blush today, I'm of course using MAC Blush Baby. I am in love with this blush just recently. I did mention it in my recent favourites. I just love it. And of course, I'm going to go in and highlight my skin with Soft and Gentle MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. I'm just going to be highlighting my cheekbones, up around my brow area, down the center of my nose, and also a little bit on the tip of my nose, just to create a more button like look. And I'm also going to be highlighting my Cupid's bow as well. And I just thought, if I'm doing a purple eye, I might as well do a purple lip. So I am going in with Gerard Cosmetics lipstick in the shade Lilac Moon. It's one of their newer shades, and I've just applied it on my lips straight from the bullet, and then I've gone in with a detailer lip brush just to get the correct shape that I want for my lips. So I just gradually built up the colour, and it just created this beautiful lilac shade. And that is the completed smoky purple cut crease look, complete with a lilac lip. So I really hope you enjoyed this sort of out there tutorial, but you can definitely tone it down a little bit and make it a lot more wearable. I loved creating this. I felt super glamorous, super alien-like, if that makes sense. I just absolutely loved this makeup look. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you learned something a little bit new or different today. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I will talk to you all very soon.